Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. The issue of Raila Odinga's running mate is still a hot issue, a hot topic. So in this video, I want us to have a look at a post by Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, Ngunjiri Wambugu, about the person Raila should pick as his running mate. For that post is going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion right now. Ngunjiri Wambugu. The biggest mistake would be for Raila to have a deputy president who doesn't respect him, or who thinks they are equals, or who believes he is the one who made Raila president. We must learn from Uhuru's experience with Ruto. Thus, Ngunjiri Wambugu, Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, some few hours ago. So in this video, I want us to put that tweet, or rather that post, into perspective to understand exactly what it means politically as far as Kalonzo, Raila, Martha Karua, Peter Kenneth are concerned. In case you've bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. Kalonzo Musyoka thinks and believes he is Raila Odinga's equal. And if Raila goes on to win this year's presidential election, Kalonzo in his own thinking strongly believes that maybe supporting Raila Molo Odinga is what could lead to Raila winning this year's presidential election. That is a given fact. Martha Karua, by Raila picking Martha Karua as his running mate, in fact, Raila Odinga is going to help Martha Karua build her political clout on the mountain. Because even right now when I'm talking, Martha Karua is not even sure if a contest for Kirinyaga gubernatorial seat, she is not even sure of winning that seat. Same to Peter Kenneth in Murang'a County. And I'm talking about these three leaders, Kalonzo, Karua, and Peter Kenneth, because so far they are the leading candidates to deputize Raila Molo Odinga. So Martha Karua believes she's not Raila's equal. That is a fact. Same to Peter Kenneth. And indeed, they are not Raila's equals. But Kalonzo, if you look at Kalonzo in one way or the other believes he is Raila's equal. And truth be said, out of these leaders, these three candidates who are most likely to deputize Raila Odinga, Kalonzo is more experienced and has a lot of political clout on the ground. That is a given fact. So in terms of numbers, Kalonzo starts with a bigger number than Karua and even Peter Kenneth. But still, even with those numbers, I honestly believe, ladies and gentlemen, and this is something I've been saying in this channel for those who have been following me, I honestly believe that with or without Kalonzo Musyoka, chances of Raila Odinga winning this year's presidential election are still very high. And this is something I've been saying long before even Kalonzo joined Azimio. And I've always based my arguments on statistics. 2017 presidential election results. You know, these are things that a majority of Kenyans don't know. And I know Kenyans might have heard of this thing called 30%. That Raila getting only 30% guarantees Raila actually a win. And that is very true, ladies and gentlemen. And that 30%, if Raila can only get 30% of the votes Uhuru Kenyatta got in 2017, and then Kalonzo supports William Ruto, Kalonzo, Mudavadi, they all team up to support William Ruto, Raila Odinga will still win this year's presidential election. That is something I've actually been saying. And for maybe those who are doubting, in 2017 election, the mountain vote, if you look at all Mount Kenya counties, those who actually turned out and voted for Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm not talking of registered votes. I'm talking of those who turned out to cast their votes. And the mistake people make, they always look at the registered voters. But I'm talking of those who turned out to vote. In all the Mount Kenya counties in Kenya, about 4 million residents, or rather Gema votes in the whole country. Those who turned out to vote for Uhuru Kenyatta were about 4 million. That was in 2017 elections. In the three Ukambani counties, that is Kitui, Makueni, and Machakos, Kalonzo gave Raila Odinga slightly over 800,000 votes. These are real facts, figures, those who turned out to vote, not registered voters. And I honestly believe that even in 2022, the numbers won't differ all that much, because in the newly registered voters, new voters are only about 1.5 million votes across the country. So figures will still almost be the same. Turnout might still all just be the same. You might even find almost a similar number of those who turned out to vote in 2017 in Ukambani being more or less the same. In 2017, in the three Ukambani counties, those who turned out to vote for Raila Odinga were slightly over 800,000 votes. And those are the real votes I honestly believe Kalonzo Musyoka controls in Ukambani. And even in this year's election, if Kalonzo was to walk away from Raila Odinga, I just want to be fair to Kalonzo. I'm giving him that 800,000 votes. Let him go with that 800,000 votes. And now let's go back to the mountain. 4 million votes were cast for Uhuru Kenyatta. Just take 30% of that vote, give it to Raila Odinga. And then 70% of that mountain vote, give it to William Ruto. And then you give Ruto also Kalonzo Musyoka's vote. Raila Odinga will still win, beat that combination by about 400,000 votes. These are things, statistics, we have actually been discussing in this YouTube channel. And that is so because 30% of 4 million votes, that's 1.2 million votes. Yes. So if you give William Ruto 800,000 votes of Kalonzo Musyoka, and then you take from William Ruto 1.2 million votes from the mountain, you are seeing William Ruto has less votes of 400,000. Yes. And then in some counties like Kisii Northeastern, those are counties that actually Raila and Uhuru in 2017 shared votes almost equally. As I talk right now, Raila has increased steadily in Kisii region. In fact, in Kisii as of now, Raila is almost about 80%, 75 to over 80% of the Kisii vote. In 2017, it was 50-50. In Northeastern, as I talk, Raila commands over 70% of the votes there. These are things I'm basing from recent opinion polls. In 2017 in Northeastern, Uhuru won. So you can see Raila has also gained there. And then if you go to Western, Musalia's quitting Raila Odinga has not actually translated to Musalia denying Raila some substantial votes in Western. And that is also based from some recent opinion polls. But even still, if we were to divide that vote somehow equally, then you will still find Raila Odinga still ahead. So in a nutshell, Kalonzo quitting Raila Odinga or not, Raila will still win this year's presidential election. So in my considered opinion, Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta should make things very clear to Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo should not actually be in Azimio thinking he's an equal partner to Raila Odinga. Raila commands support across the country, something that Kalonzo does not command. So that should be made very clear to Kalonzo Musyoka. Yes. If he feels maybe cannot abide by that, he is free to tell his people, or rather his supporters, in Ukambani to vote for William Ruto. Yes. Because I honestly believe that we cannot afford another kind of Uhuru Ruto government after August election. It's better for the country to have one solid government, a united government that can actually deliver. But having a quarreling government every now and then is the people to suffer. And already, Kalonzo Musyoka is showing some signs that he's ready for a battle. Immediately, maybe Raila is sworn in, he's ready to start some kind of drama. And I'm just giving an example. Just some few days ago, Azimio women actually endorsed Martha Karua. And then immediately you are getting Kalonzo Musyoka maybe telling Wiper women to actually dispute that. And then you have also been hearing Kalonzo's foot soldiers saying that if it's not Kalonzo Musyoka, they are going to incite Ukambani to actually boycott. Kalonzo himself has also been making some reckless statements that can actually just help in causing even voter apathy in Ukambani. And even if you look at it objectively, even before Kalonzo joined Azimio, the three Ukambani governors, they were likely doing a wonderful job. At that time, William Ruto was really making inroads in Ukambani. And it's the effort of these three Ukambani governors that might have contained that. At that time, Kalonzo was not even bothered on making sure his Ukambani ground was safe. So here is Kalonzo saying that he now wants everything in Ukambani to revolve around him. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, things must be made very straight to Kalonzo Musyoka. He is not Raila's equal. And if he thinks he's Raila's equal, then honestly, from where I see it, he should actually be allowed to support whoever he wants to support. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. God bless Kenya.